Hi, I'm Theo, aka Lloydcraft, and I'm gonna finish all of my whips in June. All of them. So, I have a goal. I want to finish all of my whips, except one that I'll talk about, by the end of the month. So that's the end of June. It's currently June 8th. I want to say it's June 8th. So I have 22 days, 20 counting today, not counting today, to finish 4 projects. I think it's doable. I think it's gonna be close, especially because this is like Pride. It's a busy month. So I will be busy. And one of my best friends is back in town after not being here for a couple of months. So my hands are so close, sorry. I'm gonna be busy this month. So this is a very ambitious goal, but I think I can do it. So this video is going to catalog me doing it, hopefully, and hold me accountable to actually do it. So let me give you a rundown, which I think in my last video, we went over all of my whips, so I'm not gonna be too detailed about it. But I'm gonna give you a rundown of what I have and what I have left to do. And then we'll see if I can do it. Fingers crossed. So starting with what's closest to being done. This is, I'm working on a row right now. This is the Holly bandana by, I think it's Susan Muller, Paula Strict. This is the Holly bandana. I'll put the thing up over there. I'm working on the like border stitches right now. I'm so close to done on this. Let me hold this up to the light. You can see. I keep thinking, I thought I was gonna finish it this last weekend. I did not finish it because as happens with a triangle scarf, it's a, well, triangle bandana, every row just takes longer and longer and longer to do. So I think I have 4 rows left, and then I have to do I-cord all along the edge. I think I could finish this within a couple of days. I think I can just kind of pick it up and go. The I-cord is gonna be a pain, but it's gonna get done. I have another ball, so this is no fear. I'm not gonna run out. I'm not playing yarn chicken. This is the Mojave by Kelbourne Woolens. It's a linen cotton blend, and it's in the color dandelion, I want to say, or sunflower. I think it's dandelion. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this. Next on close to done. This is the Willow Pullover by Andrea Gone. It just needs sleeves. This is how it's been for a while because it's knit in Germantown DK by Kelbourne Woolens, and that's kind of a woolly feeling wool. Not super rough, but it's been so warm lately, and I have not felt motivated to finish this, but I want to. I want to finish it because there are cold days in San Francisco, even in the middle of summer, and I want to be able to wear this. So, yeah. I'll put that up here. The willow pullover. So you can see it's like a basket weave pattern. It's gorgeous. It's so like, I don't know, dopamine-y to knit up. This is absolutely lovely. Okay. This maybe like a week total of inconsistent knitting, and I think I can get the sleeves done. Baby. Okay. This might not be realistic. The more I'm going over, we'll see. Next, we have a test knit. This is the Maisie vest, so it doesn't need sleeves. No sleeves needed. This is the Maisie vest. I'm gonna hold it up this way so you can see the pattern on the back. It's by Emily Chen, M Knits on YouTube. or no, not on YouTube. Mknits on Instagram. I'll put that over there. I'm knitting this in Rosa Pomar Vovo. It's a sport weight yarn. It's color 09. Ooh, the color is not showing up well. It's a warm dark red. It's like, I think it's called something like bull's blood or something. It doesn't look purpley, but it shows up purpley on camera. I don't know if you can tell that it's like a warm red. I am like 4.5 inches past the arms. So maybe one more cable repeat and then finishing. So I think I can at least like finish maybe everything but the button band. Um, so that's what's left on this. Most of it's kind of done. And this is my first test knit I've ever worked on. It's fitting really well. It's going great. And then my last knit, maybe we'll get done. This this is the Vest Taipei. Here, this is the right way. This is the Vest Taipei by Mochi Knits. It's a DK weight cable knit. Both of these are cables, extremely different cables. I'm knitting this in the, what is it called? Luma by the Fibre Co in the color Vinca. It's a blend of, gosh, I think it has everything in it. It's wool, it's cotton, it's linen, it's silk, I think. But it's so pretty and it knits up so fast, like so fast. This is 2 balls of yarn. I need to connect a new one. And compared to these cables, this is, I just connected under the sleeves. This flies off the needles. I think I could do this really, really fast. And it doesn't need sleeves because it's a vest. But we will see. Anyway, this is, I have plans of things that I want to make in July, things I want to cast on. I'm not a big summer knitter just because I like sweaters a lot. And there's like some sweaters and jackets that I want to make, that I have the yarn for, that I'm excited about. And I want to get started on those. But as long as I have like all of this taking up room on my needles, taking up room in my brain, I don't want to cast anything new on. I also want to wear these. I'm like very excited to wear these. I I want to be able to wear this out of the park. I want the willow one for cold days. Um, I want the vests just to have them. I like a good vest. This is going to be the most probably rigorous knitting I've done. It's going to be while my son is napping and after he goes to bed when I'm not having a social life, or applying for jobs, which, I find the time. Um, so we'll see if we can get it done. It's gonna take some effort, and I'm gonna try and not give myself a hand or wrist or elbow injury. I'm gonna use some pillows and prop myself up. But yeah, I'm gonna check in whenever I finish a project and we'll talk about it. And then hopefully, I can post this at the beginning of July or like end of June, and I'll have 4 completed pieces and maybe a new cast on. Who's to say? But yeah, you are all holding me accountable. I am not casting anything new on until I finish these projects. And I'm gonna finish them. So yeah, uh, let's go. Hi, it's June 10th, and I have a finished holly bandana. It's done. I recorded my first video yesterday, which was not June 8th, even though I said it was June 9th. And I finished this in a day. It actually did up so fast. Let me hold this up. It's not blocked, but the ends are woven in. I'm hoping some of the shaping irregularity will come out with blocking. It always does. It always does. I'm very proud of this. I'm very happy with this. This came out really good. I thought the I-cord would take forever, like forever, because it's like 400 stitches of I-cord, but it was really fast. It was shockingly fast. I basically did it last night, and then per my predictions, this month has been busy. I was at my friend's house down in the South Bay like all day today with my son like on the slip and slide and stuff. So I didn't knit at all. And so my husband is putting our son to bed, and I knit in the ends just now. So it's done. I've kind of strategized how I'm gonna do the rest of this. I think I have 20 days, 19 days. I don't know how we count days here. It's the 30-day month and it's the 10th. And I have 3 projects, so it's about a project a week. I'm going to try and finish the length on the Maisie cardigan, or Maisie vest, not the cardigan. I'm gonna try and finish the length on the body on the Maisie vest. I think to what the pattern says, and then block it. And while that's blocking, I'm gonna really try and make some progress on the vest type A, because I think that's just gonna go so fast. And I think that's what's gonna kind of, I don't know, feel the most productive to me. It doesn't matter what I work on. Any knitting is gonna get done, but that's my strategy. That's my strategy for this. But yeah, 1 done, 3 to go. This is doable. Hi, it's June 14th, and I have knitting updates. Starting from where we left off. I blocked this. I blocked my holly bandana. I wore it out. It looked lovely. I'm very pleased with it. It doesn't, the I-cord is fine. I mean, like, it doesn't curl up, but I feel like in certain positions, like it starts to. But when I wear it on my head, or like a trad bandana, it's all good. So this is done. Update number 2, my Maisie cardigan. I finished the amount of length that the pattern said to have. Not the amount of length in inches, the amount of cable repeats that the pattern calls for. So you can see it like ends on a cable right there. But I'm slightly short on length. I think once it's blocked, it'll actually get to the length that the pattern says it should be, but I still think I'm gonna go a little longer. I don't think it's gonna fit my body how I want it to fit my body, so I think I'm gonna do an extra half cable repeat. So like go to there, but down, if that makes sense. But while I was trying to figure out the length, I decided I should just do the armhole edges, because the armhole edges will kind of affect how it sits on my body. So I was like, okay, I should just do them now before I block it. That way I get a better sense of like how much length I should add, how much longer it needs to be, if that makes sense. Also, I'm glad I did that, because it was my first time doing half twisted rib with Italian bind off. The pattern doesn't call for Italian bind off, but I just was like, I'm gonna do it. And I didn't like, I needed to twist the knits on it, and I didn't do that for the first like 2 bind offs, and it's right in the armpit, and I was like, I'm not gonna undo it, it's whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm glad that's like right here and not like, I don't know, on the bottom of the vest or on the some button band, that thing. So let me try this on real quick. You can see what this looks like. I also could put a video. We'll see what I do. Editing me will figure that out. It still has the cord attached. Ignore the fact that I'm gonna block it on the cables. I know you're not supposed to do that. It's gonna get blocked again, so does it really matter? Okay. So this is how this looks. Obviously, it's going to relax a little bit with walking, and it still needs to have the ribbing, like, attached. But I think this is too cropped. I just think it's a look, it's a vibe, but I don't think it's the vibe I want. I don't know, what do you think? It doesn't matter, you're not gonna have input. I'm gonna finish it before this video gets posted, so who's to say? You'll see what it looks like when it's done. But this is what it looks like now. And I really like that. The like intricate cable work, let me, that. And you can see my reflection. This is a nightmare. Okay. It's not bad. I still have my ends are knit in, but I didn't cut the ends of my knit, or woven in. I didn't cut the ends off because in case I need to unpick anything, I just want that option to still be there and for them to be findable. Okay, and there's a few other updates. One, what I said I would work on next and what I will work on next is I'm gonna continue my best Taipei. But I got some early Father's Day gifts, and now I'm tempted to do something different. These are very similar colors. Wow. Huh. I guess I have a color palette I like. It's this. It's hilarious. Different wool. This is, I got 5 balls of Germantown Natura Gilead, and it's in the color, oh, I do not speak French, Le Bleu, you can see, it's like their mid blue tone, and I want to make, there's a sweater called the Finest Kind sweater. It's like, I think I would like to make it for my husband's birthday, but that's in like a month and a half, and that I don't want to be rushing knits. This is a one-time thing, so we'll see. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not gonna cast anything on until I finish what I have, but I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. Temptation appeared before me. Anyway, at my next update, I'm either gonna have another finished object, or I'll just update in like a week or something if I haven't finished anything else, which hopefully I have at that point, or of like making some significant progress. Okay, I'll check in with you next time. Hi, it's June 22nd, and I have good updates. Some of it's good news for this video specifically. Some of it's like broader good news that maybe technically cuts against some of the goals I have in this video, but we'll get into that. So first off, most apparently, I finished my Maisie vest. I'm gonna stand up and show it off in just a second, and maybe we'll like intercut footage. But since the last time we checked in, it's been 8 days, I did put in an extra half chart repeat. I did the finishing on the bottom. I did the button band. I haven't knit in my ends, as you can see, and my buttons have not come in the mail yet. And it still needs to be blocked one more time for the button band and like the bottom ribbing. But other than that, it's like done. I mean, I'm gonna consider this done for now for the sake of this video because I'll show you it when it's like fully done, but this is, I'm no longer knitting. The knitting phase is over. So thoughts, feelings. I think this is gorgeous. I think this is like the most beautiful thing I've ever made. I'm beyond proud of this. Some of the finishing details are just like amazing. I'll get some B-roll in, but like this shoulder pickup lines up with the twisted rib on like the armband, and the same thing happens in the back and on the bottom ribbing because of the stitch counts that the designer put in. So I feel like when people talk about finishing and they're like, there's very thoughtful finishing, and you hear that as a description all the time, I've always been like, what do you mean by that? Do you put an Italian bind off? Like, what does that actually mean? And in this, it actually means something. Like it just looks so polished. It kind of baffles me that I made this. So yeah, this is done. What next? While this was blocking the first time, I did do some work on my vest type A. Last time we checked in, it was just getting connected in the underarms. And since then, I did the collar and I got, I think, I'm on my 5th little cable twist here. So based on how this is looking, I think I want to do 2 or 3 more cable twists. And then I just need to pick up the sleeves. They're not sleeves, but like do the armhole openings. So that should be relatively quick to finish. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is my, is the willow pullover, which I have not touched at all this month, which has been the trend for a couple of months since I finished the body. I was kind of just like, all right, it's too warm for this now, but I want to finish it. And now we get into other good news that is not directly responsive to the rest of this. I applied for and am in another test knit. This one is for the strewn jacket for Rebecca Clow. It's really pretty, like kind of basic, but like very clean raglan jacket. And she's one of the few designers I know who grade everything in both men's and women's fits. And it's so nice to be able to do like a test knit in an actual like men's fit. So I'm really excited about that and getting that, like working with that group. I've now been in like the test pool group, the test group for her test. And everyone's really fun and lovely, and it's already like a very good time, like a very social test knit experience. So all of that's good. What's potentially bad is that I am tempted to cast that on before I finish everything else that I have going on in this video. The test is 13 weeks long, and I know I could like start it in July and be like totally fine. But you know, there's a social element with wanting to start it early. Luckily and unluckily for me, my yarn is delayed. So I can't start it now. I have no choice. I have to wait. I have to actually finish what I set out to finish. I got the Rosa Pomar Brusca from the Woolly Thistle, and this is also Rosa Pomar, but Vovo. Brusca is their worsted weight, and it's a woolen spun worsted weight, and I loved working with this yarn so much. I was like, yeah, sign me up. I'm gonna get another one from the same yarn company. Um, and the only place, or the place I like shopping that has them is the Woolly Thistle, and it hasn't shipped yet. It's been a couple of days, so I am just waiting. And I'm gonna count this as like a positive because of the fact that now I have more time to uh, do everything I said I was gonna do, and hold myself accountable. The fates of shipping time have decided to also hold me accountable. So yeah, I think that my plan for the next 8 days, we're getting tight on time, is to finish finish this, and then cast on a swatch for the strewn jacket, just so I can start blocking that swatch. I'm not counting that as a cast on. That's kosher, I think. I make the rules. It's fine. And then start working on the sleeves for my willow, and at least get started on that. So yeah, I'm happy with how things are going. I knew this would be the biggest endeavor and take the longest amount of time, and it did. I didn't bring it up, but I had to redo the buttonhole placement on this button band like 5 different times, and that ate up a lot of time. Also, the pattern did not call for Italian bind off on the bottom or on the armholes. These were fine. They took some time, but this was 340 stitches of 340 stitches of Italian bind off, and I don't want to ever do that again. You know, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from making this pattern, because the pattern does not say to do that. The pattern says, in fact, just to do standard bind off, and I use standard bind off on the button band, as one should do, and it's great. But I do not love Italian bind off. It is not my favorite thing in the world, and doing it at this small of a gauge for this many stitches did start to drive me a little bit crazy. So I'm glad that's over. Okay, with that, I'm going to try and check in a couple of days, even if nothing's done, just to, I don't know, keep up with things and like tell you how things are going. So yeah, anyway, see you next time. Hi, it is the early afternoon of June 28th, and I don't think I'm gonna finish all of my projects. So I will explain what happened and kind of walk through what I think I'm gonna do next because of this. I underestimated how much work goes into sleeves, and those alone are definitely gonna take me into July. I underestimated how much I was doing for Pride weekend and how busy I've been this weekend, so have not gotten a lot done in terms of knitting. And the biggest problem is that I'm having some serious fit issues with my vest type A. And I think that just by virtue of those fit issues, I'm gonna have to rework quite a bit of it, or I don't even know what. And that is going to take me well into July. So before I kind of show you all of the things that have happened since the last time we checked in, I think I figured out what I'm gonna do with this video, because I don't want to feel really rushed on fixing my vest by like this video timeline and the kind of ethos that I had with this video, which was to not cast anything new on and to just focus on these. And I think that if I continued with that process all the way through fixing this vest, I would get like burned out with knitting, and it would just be a bad time. It would just be a bad time. I have other things I want to do. So I am going to wait to like record my last bits of this video till I've actually finished my willow pullover, which will get finished soon. And the vest Taipei will have to wait for another time. Yes, so all of you know. Unfortunately, it's not going to get finished, and I'll show you why. Starting with good news, though, I blocked my Maisie vest. I put on buttons. I will insert B-roll. This is perfect. I think in my last video, I was worried about fit issues. There are no fit issues. It blocked out beautifully. I have enough positive ease. I can show you. It fits like the boxy kind of shape I was looking for. I'll stand up real quick. You can see. This is my magnum opus. I don't think I've ever created anything that looks this good or fits this well. And honestly, I don't know if I ever will. Well, I will. I'll create plenty of things that are this good. So yeah, very happy with this. And then second piece of good news, I finally started working on my willow pullover again. It's on the needles. I've started this sleeve. It took me a while to remember how to do the basket weave. You can tell that this is unblocked and this is blocked. They're very different kind of gauges. And I'm actually closer to done with the sleeve than I think it looks like I am. But it's actually coming quite a ways. It's like down to here on me. So I hopefully will finish the sleeve today and then maybe get through the other sleeve by like the first couple of days of July. So I'm optimistic that this is gonna get done soon and I will have it for foggy, beautiful days. And then I wanna make a matching hat that's the same color. And I'm very excited about this. So that's going well. And then what's going poorly? The vest Taipei is what's going poorly. I did the armhole edges. I made it to the length I wanted it to be. And then I did it a mid-project, end of project block before I did the ribbing and cast off. Just to make sure that everything was fitting right, just to make sure it was actually the length it should be, all that jazz. So my gauge swatch lied to me. Maybe I was super anxious when I was making my gauge swatch, but my actual gauge of this finished piece is significantly bigger than my swatch. And I don't know if you can tell like where my body ends and where this where this vest ends. But it's quite oversized. And like maybe I would wear something this oversized. But I'm also getting like, it's coming off the shoulders a little bit, which again, I could do. But this armhole kind of edging is definitely too big and is leading to like weird puckering under here that I just don't like. And I think I might replace this armhole edge, honestly, with like a very tight rib instead to try and bring things in just like a little bit, just get a little bit of structure to the garment. But then again, I think that'll make me like it more, but I'm just feeling quite discouraged. And I think that this isn't, I want to be clear, I don't think this is because of the pattern, and I don't think this like is speaking to any fault of the pattern or even really of the yarn. Like, this is a beautiful yarn. I think that this is just because I did a poor job of matching my yarn to a project. And I'm also quite inexperienced with working with non-100% wool yarns. I usually work with like pretty rustic materials. Sorry, you don't know what this is, but this is a quite rustic yarn that I'm very much enjoying working with. And I just don't think I was really prepared for how this would block, how this would kind of drape, and some of the lack of structural elements that summer-ish fibers can have. Like I said, this is a wool, cotton, linen, silk blend. Um, I got it because I was so in love with the color at my local yarn store, and then I tried to just like fit it into a pattern I already wanted to make. And I think in general, I struggle with like if I already have a yarn, actually choosing the right pattern for it. I work a lot better starting with the pattern and then picking the yarn from there. So yeah, I'm gonna put it on, and I'm gonna, you'll see, we'll think about it. Uh, okay, so you can see it now. Actually, you know what? Over the button-up shirt, I'm gonna eat my words a little bit. This amount of ease actually can be okay. Oh my god, is it better than I thought it was? This might be better than I thought it was. Huh. Wait. Wait. Okay. Okay. I need to think about things. I still stand by what I said. You can see the little bit of sagging right here. I do need to fix this because this is not right. Um, this isn't bad. I might just do the ribbing now and fix this later this month when I have motivation and can do some math on what size I need, how many stitches I need to pick up. Oh, there's a fire truck. Okay, I'll check back in a few days. Hi, it's the 4th of July and I am done. I'm not actually done, but I'm done with this video. I'm done with what I'm going to do for this. I'm apologizing in advance. I think you can hear all the fireworks going on outside. I can't turn those off, so that's just maybe some background noise. Anyway, this is what I knit. The sweater I'm wearing and all of this. So briefly going over what has been accomplished over the last 28 days, 4-ish weeks. Sorry, you can hear it. It's like right on my street. I'm really hoping that my son doesn't wake up. We have white noise in his room, but I don't know how much it can cut through. Okay, anyway, going over what I have finished through this video. In case you like skipped ahead and skipped the middle, I'll just very briefly go back over everything. This is a holly bandana. It's by Suzanne Muller. I knit this in like the first 2 days of the video. And this was in Kelbourne, Woolens, Mojave, and Dandelion. I have gotten a lot of wear out of this. I like a little pop of color, and I wore this to Pride. I've just been wearing it like all the time, around my neck, in my hair. It's great, great pattern. Next, I finished the Maisie vest, which was a test knit for Emily Chen. I knit this in Rosa Pomar Vovo in the color 9. You can see some of the pattern. This is my favorite thing I've ever made. I'm obsessed with this. Even though I only finished it like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, I've worn it 3 times. It's not wool weather, but I have found like cold mornings in the Golden Gate Park, and I've been wearing this over like a button up, or no, that's the only way I've been wearing it. But I've worn it 3 times already, and I absolutely love it. Next, we have the Willow Pullover by Andrea Gone, which I finished today. I literally just bound off both sleeves. I had to add length to this one because I realized I just didn't knit it quite long enough. I made this in Kelbourne Woolens Germantown DK in the color Scarlet. I used 4.5 skeins, I want to say. It's like 440-ish grams. And I love this. It's not blocked yet, so you can tell the sleeve looks different than the body. But I think as soon as the weather gets cooler, I'm gonna get a ton of wear out of this. I'm very excited about it. It was a great pattern to make. And I'm also going to make like a little matching hat. I feel like that'll be fun and cute and nautical. And the last project that did not get finished was the vest type hay, which is backwards. I discussed last time that I had issues with the bind off on the armholes. And that was close. Okay, circling back, the vest type A did not get finished. I had issues with the sizing on the armholes. I think I just knit too loose here, and I don't want to finish it right now. I just don't want to do it, and I'm allowed to do that. I was working on the 1x1 twisted rib along the bottom, and I got a few rows in, and I was like, wow, that seems like a project for future Theo. That's not what I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna save this for another time. This is getting finished later, not now. And that's okay. I'm allowed to have like one whip that just kind of sits. I'll probably like come back to it in a couple of weeks or like a month once I finish something else and chill out and have patience for 1x1 twisted rib again and for ripping out the armhole edges and redoing that. But overall, I'm very, very happy with what I accomplished and what I finished. I think that this process was fairly intense. Like, I knit every single day, multiple hours a day. Not every single day. No, definitely every day, but not multiple hours. There were a few days there. And I don't like having like deadlines while knitting. It's why I'm bad at like Christmas knits or birthday knits or things like that. So this was kind of unfamiliar, uncharted territory for me and a little strange. But I'm really happy that these knits are not taking up like mental space for me anymore. They're not like taking up real estate on my shelf, except my actual closet. They're not taking up real estate in my brain. And I can move on to some new projects that I'm excited to work on. So I'm going to be starting project vlogs on a couple of those that will come out soon after this. I mean, depending how long it takes me to finish. I have another test knit that I'm working on for the Crayabea. I have another sweater I'm going to cast on soon. And then I have a really crazy color work idea, like a really out there thing that I need to actually figure out first. There's going to be, I have to like reverse engineer a pattern. It's going to be something. It's going to be intense. It's going to be intense. So those are the future things that I'm working on. And yeah, that's it. I guess since this is YouTube, I'm new to this. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any things you want to see me make future videos about. If you have any questions. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being my motivation for finishing all of this, mostly. And I will see you for my next video. Bye.